World War III begins. World War III begins. Of course, this has been my long-standing major prediction, another major prediction. All glory to God is realized. World War III with Iran has started. Exit the banks now. Get in onto and on board the ark like your life depends on it. I'm expecting financial chaos on Monday on Wall Street. I'm expecting the stock market to blow up and Americans to panic out of the system of debt and war. And we're going to talk about all this and more. But first, please like and share. I noticed that I was unable to share on Facebook earlier, probably because I don't want this information out there. And now that we are at war, the scumbag deep state will censor all content, will censor all information, just like they did during the tyrannical and criminal lockdowns in 2020, of which they stole all your freedom and your money. So it is important to exit the banks. Yes, Jesus Christ is King. And we're also going to talk about what I believe is about to happen next. So Bitcoin will shine. Bitcoin will shine. It is a non-sovereign asset off-ramp. A non-sovereign asset off-ramp. It is not attached to any country, just like the Island Project Nation, islandproject.com. We are an independent, sovereign, private ecosystem with no bank debt. Now, what no one's talking about is this will print another $5 to $10 trillion based on my estimates of debt here in the United States. This means that hyperinflation and US dollar collapse will only continue exponentially, just like I said. Again, Trump will print more money than any other president ever has in world history combined. They will continue to intentionally, by design, collapse the dollar. They will steal all of your money. They will bankrupt you and your family. And I'm not blaming Trump. Again, Trump's not in charge. The deep state is. The suits are. They're the ones that made the call, along with the suits in Israel. Those are the people really in charge. They don't have like an election process. It's not like they're in every 4 years. No, these are the people that own the entire United States. Another connection I picked up on is Donald Trump dumping the AI firm Anthropic yesterday, just moments before he struck Iran. So again, a lot of you have mocked me over the years. You've ridiculed my prediction of World War III and the large attacks on Iran. You've called it fear-mongering, and it was really interesting even last night. Just minutes before Donald Trump pressed the red button, as I predicted, I told you he would wait until after the State of the Union for optics, then he would strike over the weekend, which is exactly what he did. I gave you approximately a week in advance notice, and actually longer than that. I even had someone ask, they were like, where's your World War III, huh? When are those Iran attacks coming? I'm like responding, just like, actually, Donald Trump just started bombing the shit out of them a couple minutes ago, along with Israel. Yeah, there's bombs going off everywhere. Even the United Arab Emirates and the Fairmont Hotel in the UAE was just blown up. And there's missiles in the sky, you freaking idiot Dumbo. So again, God bless that individual. Maybe they're just ignorant. But again, the proof is in the pudding. Guys, I predicted the global lockdowns. I predicted the tyranny. We predicted here 2008 and 09. I'm a former Wall Street guy. We built islandproject.com nation for world war. We built it for collapse. We built it for tyranny. We built it for bank runs. We built it for hyperinflationary debt. We built it for the death of the dollar. And if you haven't picked up the phone yet and called and texted my dad at 808-442-2934 and gotten in with a minimum of 200K units, I have no idea what you're doing. We are decentralized. We have no bank debt. Okay, we own dozens of properties. That's our bank. It's out of the system. So when Wall Street blows up on Monday and you can't log into your stock account and your pension goes down the shitter into the toilet on Monday and your 401ks are wiped out, all my members are sitting pretty and no bank debt assets to produce cash flows. Decentralized and internationalized in multiple states and sovereigns and islands. Because we're our own sovereign 1776 nation here in 2026. And again, we have amazing properties in Utah as well, in the bedrock safe haven of Mormon country. which is one of the reasons I buried $7 million into the mountainside, just like God told me, in one of the safe zones of the world. Diversified and decentralized. So folks, like, look, man, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You're in world war. The deep state is resetting the system. This is the death of the dollar. And this will be the death of freedom for many of you tuning in that have not taken my critical and 100% factually correct, provable predictions, and which we've been right about. All glory to God. Now, Donald Trump, I watched his speech last night. He didn't have his tie on, right? He looked a little ruffled with his white hat. That's optics as well. White, the dove, peace, right? And he was like a little bit casually dressed down, all pre-recorded. I also noticed from a video editing perspective, the video was edited prior to the strikes. He probably produced that within hours before the attacks, maybe even days before the attacks. Because again, I already told you, it's all been decided. But one thing I picked up on is the indication of a protracted war. This is the question mark, is how quickly can Donald Trump get out of there? I think Donald Trump will attempt to move in and out very tactfully and in a tactful way. But my gut feeling tells me we're going to have asymmetrics worldwide. You're not safe in America. You're not safe in America. You're not safe anywhere. The whole reason they locked down the country in Marshall, LAW is to prepare for this, World War III. There's proxies all over the place, guys, worldwide. There's no city worldwide that's safe, especially in the United States of America. This is why the protectionist measures, the border controls, we're seeing this worldwide, even in Japan. I was talking to my father about this and his beautiful wife, who for those of you that don't know is Mrs. Tokyo. She's literally the Mrs. Tokyo. And she was talking about how their new president is very protectionist. And it's something that personally I really respect about Japan because it's very culturally tight. The business world is tight and they've maintained Japanese culture, something America really hasn't done that well. And we've seen Europe completely overrun. Okay, so this is going to be a common theme. And so the bullishness here is I actually really think Bitcoin's going to shine. I think this is the catalyst for Bitcoin to reach 500K. I think it will rocket ship higher. The Island Project, cryptos, decentralization, because again, the narrative now is to get out of the banks into things that aren't tied to the nation state. You do understand this. Remember when the lockdowns came and I told you there'd be hyperinflation and to buy real estate along with us, which by the way has since tripled into $100 million plus no bank debt portfolio, and everybody said no, real estate prices would go down? No, the opposite happened. People panicked out of the banks. The wealthy bought beach and oceanfront. They exited the system. They bought in Florida. They bought in Hawaii. They bought worldwide. They exited. You understand that, right? So it's going to be the same thing with Bitcoin. Everyone's expecting Bitcoin to collapse. It's actually going to go the other way. People will panic out of the failed system. Again, a lot of Donald Trump. I love Donald Trump. This needs to be done. I am not pro-war at all. I'm actually anti-war. Okay, but the debt has exploded. So there's been no promises kept with lowering the debt. So understand the US dollar's dead, the economy is finished, hyperinflation is here, AI and robots are going to replace half the working population. You're going to be freaking destroyed. You're going to be brutalized. You're going to be school-effed by the deep state next. They hate your guts. That's why they locked you in your house in 2020. So just understand that. The deep state hates you. I love you. I'm here fighting along with my father and our team. We've built the safe haven. We build the worldwide network, the private ecosystem. We built the off-ramp. We built the ARC. We have already set sail. We own soon to be dozens of properties for a reason, because they're safe. There's no downside. There's no bank debt. And all of these properties, like the one you see right here, is our bank. The mountain of Utah, buried in Mormon country in Park City, Deer Valley, Booyah, is our bank. Our properties in Maui are our bank. Our penthouse in Big Island, that's the bank. No bank debt, cash flows, decentralized, diversified, different states, because it's stateless. Do you understand that I designed the Island Project for this exact roadmap, for this exact transitionary period, for the exact world war moments, for the exact tyranny, for the exact BLLOOD shed. Literally though, guys. So again, don't be surprised. And by the way, thank me for being right. Thank me for being right. Anyone that's mocked the general over here predicting the Iran air attacks, predicting the strikes, predicting the lockdowns, predicting World War III, predicting the 3 elimination nuclear proliferation sites in June, which I predicted, predicting 2008 and 09, predicting the rise of social media and the internet, predicting decentralized nation states, the Island Project. And now you see even the Trumps launching their construction of islands in the Maldives, which, by the way, I've consulted on. God bless them. So again, we're always way ahead of the curve. We know exactly what the deep state cabal scum are going to do. We know exactly what these bloodthirsty freaking demons and these warmongers have up their sleeves. And we prepared for it, and we profit from it, quite frankly. Because the government is not there to protect you. It's there to rip you off and lock you down and take your money and tax the living shit out of you. That's why it's there. And your compliance makes you a part of the problem. In fact, your compliance assures the wars. We do not comply. We call for peace and prosperity. We love God. We love people. And of course, we make disciples. Like and share this, folks, because you are in World War. Again, I was unable to share on Facebook, probably because of the censors. God forbid the general get his message out when he's been right about everything, right? We don't want this information out now, even though he's been right about everything. You know, I've even heard in the past, you're a fearmonger. You're a fearmonger. No, the mainstream media is a fearmonger. The deep state told you you were going to die in 2020. Told you to get the body bags ready. They're the fearmonger. They're the ones telling you that there's aliens and all this hocus pocus, and they're going to colonize fake Mars and then backtrack on it. And then you're going to go to the moon now. Bull crap. All lies. All disgusting lies. So again, this is going to be a long war. More than likely, it'll be protracted. Donald Trump said, quote, that he launched large-scale combat missions. Does that sound like it's only in the air? No, that sounds like we're going on the ground, right? Combat missions. Israel has confirmed during the veil and smoke of war, the fog of war, and much more information will come out. I mean, these were the largest airstrikes Israel has ever deployed. Sirens going off in Israel. Pray for Israel. Pray for Iran. Donald Trump calling for a literal coup in Iran. Imagine if the Iranian government or Vladimir Putin started attacking the United States and calling for the American people to overthrow the president and your government. Imagine that for a minute. A coup d'etat. Could you imagine? But America does whatever it wants. Regime change after regime change. Attack after attack. Coup after coup. Strikes after strikes. Imagine it in reverse for a minute. Imagine if they told you to overthrow your country here in the United States. Would you do it? That's what they're actually asking the Iranian people to do. But by the way, let's talk about that. It's already been decided. The U.S. government, Donald Trump, King Bibi, Benjamin Netanyahu have already negotiated along with our suits how they will reframe and redesign the Middle East. They have already brokered the new puppet to lead Iran. So it's all been decided. A lot of it's theatrics too. A lot of it's a show. Okay, so they're going to light up the skies, create the show, create the fear, create the fakeness, but they've already decided what they're going to do. It's not about the people at all. Okay, they're not going to put the Iranian people in power or in charge. No, they're not. They're going to put a puppet dictator like Vladimir Zelensky in that the United States of America and Israel control as a puppet. And they're going to feign that they freed the Iranian people. The Iranian people won't be free after this, guys. It's just going to be one dictatorship swapped for another. The only difference is this dictatorship will be controlled by Israel and the United States to reframe the entire Middle East. That's all. So again, it's lies, it's theatrics, it's theater. They need to move us into the new golden age, right? They're going to reset the Middle East. It's going to be the fall of the Berlin Wall. By the way, I also predicted that silver and gold, which I still recommend, but I've been urging you to take profits, will capitulate on this attack. will capitulate on the regime change, will capitulate on the new reframing of the Middle East. Again, the parabolas have already occurred, folks. The big money was already moving into gold and silver at the central banks, et cetera, and pumping those reserves, as I predicted from my green Lamborghini, because they're preparing for the Iran strikes. You're not smarter than them. You're not ahead of the deep state. The deep state lifted their naked short derivatives off the silver market at JP Morgan Chase and Goldman Sachs for a reason. And now they're going to be moving into crypto and Bitcoin. And that will be the narrative. Mark my words. You heard it here first. That will be the narrative on CNBC.com. Bitcoin's going to shine. It is a non-sovereign asset. It is stateless. It is offshore. It off-ramps out of the banks and out of Wall Street. It de-risks out of the war, out of the Middle East. If you're Iranian, you'd be buying as much Bitcoin as you can right now. If you're in the UAE, you're buying as much Bitcoin as you can. If you're in Bahrain, which was just attacked, you're buying as much Bitcoin as possible. Everyone's buying as much Bitcoin as possible. It is portable. It is stateless. It is highly liquid. It is a safe zone. It is literally your oxygen mask before these countries go down. Trump urges Iranians to overthrow their government in a coup d'etat. Warns of American casualties. This in the defense minister, guards, commander, dead. Dead. Donald Trump also warned, to the police in Iran. He warned to the Iranian Revolutionary Guard and their other military service departments to either lay down your arms or he would literally KIL you. So like huge threats. And I just want you to understand what this is going to do. You're poking a hornet's nest. So expect asymmetrics. Expect it. Expect it. And I'm telling you, this is where the Island Project shines. It's why it was built. I'm actually, considering all the events, I mean, not only did I predict all of them, but I expected them. This is probably the most bullish thing ever to happen, actually, to the Island Project. I made more money personally during the lockdowns than I ever have in my life. All the real estate I owned tripled in value. One of my houses went from 2 to 6 million overnight. Record sales. And of course, Bitcoin sailed to the moon, broke new all-time highs above $2 trillion, like 100 and almost 30K Bitcoin. There was more money and more profits during that chaos than there ever was. And the same thing is going to happen now. So don't be in fear. Just realize you got to be on the right side of history. Your money needs to be out of the banks. You have to be smarter than the elites. You have to listen to what I'm saying. You have to call my father at 808-442-2934 and on board. You need to exit the system into the life raft of the ark. No bank debt cash flows, use, enjoyment, live your investment, and the tip of the spear of a Christian baller billionaire class community led by yours truly and Papa John and over 400 members worldwide. There's strength in community. There's strength in God. There's strength in the people of Island Project Nation because we stick together, guys. We're more powerful together as a community than we are alone. And we've used the power of the internet and real physical assets and, of course, built the solution long in advance because I could see the attack and world war coming years ago, just like I could see Bitcoin. I'm the guy that predicted Bitcoin, told you to buy it under 1,000 USD, launched all my schools. I'm the genius, remember? And I'm the same guy that predicted these attacks on Iran. Tehran has hit American military bases. There are part confirmations, but to be confirmed, that the Ayatollah Khamenei may be dead. USA and Israel, of course, launched major strikes. Tel Aviv is targeted. And again, it's just going to continue chaos. It's going to continue chaos, continue dollar collapse, continue debt. That's something no one's talking about. Again, expect another 5-10 trillion printed. The U.S. Treasury bond market's going to blow up. There's going to be bank runs. Your bank accounts are going to go to zero. There's zero reserve requirements. Your stock accounts are going to blow up. Your retirement accounts are going to blow up. Your IRAs are going to be worthless unless you move them over to the Island Project. Those are just facts. Those are just reality. I've been predicting that for years, and we've been 100% correct. Hyperinflation will send real assets with no bank debt to the freaking moon. Bitcoin's going to break new all-time highs because it's an off-ramp. It is stateless. It is non-sovereign. It is decentralized and portable. Countries all over the world are going to panic into it to get out of their systems that are going to zero. Oh, and we haven't even talked about this. You've just pissed off China, folks. You've pissed off China. One of my long-standing predictions is China would attack Taiwan during this. So keep your eye on that. And also the Ukraine war, and also Vladimir Putin. You've got a lot of very pissed off hornets that hate the United States of America. Expect chaos, expect fear, expect disruption, okay? Expect bank runs. Again, look it up for yourself on the FDIC failed bank list. Every single bank in the United States of America, from the trafficking ring of Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan Chase, has 0% reserve requirements, which means they don't have your money. It's a scam. Those banks are a Ponzi scheme. You need to exit out of the banks into freaking new bank debt assets at islandproject.com, which is why we built it. And I get passionate. And yes, I yell, but I am pro-humanity. I am pro-freedom. I am pro-liberty. I am pro your safety. We've done this all and risked all on your behalf and built the Safe Haven Arc for a reason. Call my dad, text him 808-442-2934. I talked to him this morning. His phone's ringing off the hook. You're probably not going to get in. There's a panic out of the banks. There's panics. We got 100 calls earlier this morning. I personally onboarded 15 new individuals at $200K minimum. Yesterday, we're filling up fast. We're only letting in another 50 million coming in of no bank debt assets. Roll over your retirement accounts. Roll over your 401ks before they go to zero. Exit the banks on Monday. Start moving the money. You can wire in now. Talk to my dad about that. 808-442-2934. That's 808-442-2934. Exit the system while you still can, guys. When the pandemonium hits, when the panic hits, when the sheep are all looking for an exit on Wall Street on Monday, as the banks implode, as the debt explodes, as asymmetrics hit the entire world, as we see more events in the Middle East, the United States, and Europe, as countries close their borders, as panic really sets in, you're not going to be able to exit the system. Again, we saw this in 1929, 2008, and 2009. The sheep panic. The sheep panic, and the sheep will panic. And I'm not telling you to panic. I'm just telling you to get way ahead of it so that your money is safe. I mean, for the love of God, you would at least diversify a minimum of 200K with us, just in case, just to know your money's in a no bank debt asset outside of the banks. God forbid they all blow up. At least you know you've got your money outside of the banks with no bank debt. We are a private ecosystem. I created that for a reason, because as we saw during the worldwide lockdowns, they prevented your travel. They prevented your ability to operate. But in a private ecosystem, we do whatever we want. No one can tell us no. No one can lock us down. We own all the properties. We do whatever we want. Okay, if they don't allow you to board a plane, we just charter a freaking helicopter or charter a private jet. The elites do whatever they want. And this is why we have fractionalized our Christian community on the ark. For not just survival, but massive profits, massive epic profits, massive protection. And, you know, guys, it's unbelievable for these predictions to always be accurate, to always be decades in advance. I love you all. I've been shooting some great properties. We have another 5 to 10 new acquisitions in process now, again, of our no bank debt asset portfolio. This will add another 50 million. Dollars worth in beautiful real estate. I expect it all to skyrocket, Bitcoin to skyrocket, new all-time highs, exiting the banks into new technology. And of course, with the developments of AI, there's going to be mass layoffs and firings all across Wall Street. So understand that as well, is that the government doesn't need you anymore. So they're now going to just start firing all of you. And they're going to be moving everybody to universal basic peasantry income, which I've also been predicting for a very long time. You must get rich. The other thing you participate is in my token launch, which I have given because I'm a great guy to all founders round one and the limited 100 deck 2 entrants. And that's filling up fast. Again, call text 808-442-2934. You can also read more information on our website at islandproject.com. About deck 2. Again, we've already closed, fully funded our first round, now controlling over $100 million worth of assets. We were the first to do it, and now we have launched our $50 million offering. See our terms and disclaimers. I'm not a crappy financial advisor. Your financial advisor is a freaking idiot. Told you never to buy Bitcoin, drives a freaking Hyundai. We drive Lambos and fly freaking Learjets and private helicopters. And that's just the truth, and that's just the reality. And this guy on the internet, people mock, gets it all right. Gets Bitcoin right, gets the Iran wars right, gets the lockdowns right, makes you money, gets you out of the system, invents the solution, and that's just the truth. Because again, people thought Noah was crazy too. They thought he was nuts for building the ark until the flood came, until the rain hit. I will keep you posted. Have a beautiful Saturday. Again, understand that this will now be the great rotation. People will start rotating out of the system, out of the banks. They're going to be piling into the island project, piling into real assets, piling into Bitcoin because it's portable and decentralized, and it's offshore. Your government can't be trusted. The state can't be trusted. There's going to be bank runs coming. Wall Street collapse probably in 1929 and in 2008-09. You will have no liquidity. You won't be able to get your money. The ATMs won't work. The too big to fail banks will bail themselves out again. They have 0% reserve requirements. The debt is going to soar to another $5 to $10 trillion, raping all of your kids. Expect more hyperinflation. Expect more destruction. Expect collapse. Expect it as a giant catalyst for greater conflagration. And this is why we built the island project. And that's the truth. And that's the truth. And politics ain't going to save you. No, only you can save yourself. You put your faith in God. You join other Christians. This is why I've never ran for office, because I can do much better work as a Christian in the private sphere than I could as a dirty ass politician scum. All these people are controlled. All of them are owned by lobbyists and the whores that make up Black Cuck Rock and Goldman Sucks My Balls and the rest of the Fortune 100 oligarchs. They are owned. It's one big club and you ain't in it. And just like the Clintons or the Obamas or the George W. Bushes sending you to war, was it any different with the Republican Party and Trump's second term? No. And I love Donald Trump, but just understand he's not making the call. The dirty, Kabbalistic deep state is. What don't you understand? It's theater and lies. So here's what you do. You call my dad. You text him. 808-442-2934. 808-442-2934. I got a ladybug on my desk. It's just another sign from God right now. He's just chilling with me. You give him a call. You onboard. 50 to 60% of our investors have rolled over the retirement accounts and IRAs. We have a great third-party company, very trusted, called Preferred Trust. They can help you onboard in about 5-7 days with the rollover. You can fund today immediately with my father. Speak with them right now, $200K. You get in, you hit our tiers, okay? You get out of the banks into a no bank debt asset. Enjoy your life, enjoy your time. You get all the capital gains, you get all the interest income, plus our token launch. Talk to him about that. Talk to him about our distinct portfolio. Black Ops limos pick you up at the airport. We got Jeeps in every unit. I'm acquiring more exotic cars just for fun because we think that's really cool and we're badasses. Why would you want to stay at a hotel, dump your money down the toilet, spend your money with Bill Gates, who owns the Four Seasons, and help to traffic children, get nothing in return, no capital gains, no interest income, and then in addition to that, it's not even streamlined. We concierge all of it, from your limo, to your cars, to your hotel, to your butlers, to your experience, to the Christian nation. And by the way, you become a part of my immediate network, which gives you access to myself and my father, and that's worth millions of dollars by itself, not to mention our token launch, which is going to be incredible. For those of you who don't know, I will be releasing more details. We will be launching in 2026. We will be tokenizing over $100 million of no bank debt asset cash flow portfolio properties. And a lot of you guys still don't understand. I could sell the island project right now, 10x all of our investors' money, and just sell it to a family office. Wall Street would buy the island project because we already own soon to be dozens of properties that already cash flow. They'll pay a certain amount of cash flows. They just buy everyone out. If we just wanted to sell at a 5 to 10x, I could just click a button right now. But we're not going to do that. We're not selling to the banks. Very few of you actually understand that. So we're the first in the world. When we tokenize our no bank debt asset, we're going to sort of billions and billions of dollars instantly because we already own all this stuff. Well, we own it. Anyways, I love you all. Jesus Christ is King. Call, text my dad, 808-442-2934. Leave him a voicemail. Again, our phones are ringing off the hook. Text them. Voicemail, text, say onboard, 200K minimum, get in, Papa John, here's my name, call me. Leave them a voicemail, call me. We'll be working around the clock. And I really want you guys activated this weekend because I believe Monday is going to be absolute chaos. If you have your money at the banks, you are screwed. You are absolutely effed. God bless you. I hope you've been taking my advice. I salute all of you. Jesus Christ is King. I serve him alone. I've been getting super strong, preparing for World War III, along with all of you, and building the Christian-led, God-faith first leading nation that makes up the digital Noah's Ark and up only. Links below.